This is my 2024 MLB Postseason Predictions. Let's start off with the Astros versus the Tigers, the number 3 and the number 6 team. The Tigers got Skubal on their team, who could win the Cy Young this year, but I really like the pitching depth on the Astros, with Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, and Yusei Kikuchi's been pretty good for them so far. The Tigers lineup seems to have a good amount of question marks. Besides Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter, nobody's really been hitting that well for them. The Astros seem to have a better starting pitching rotation and better lineup, so I'm going to go with the Astros to win it here. The number 4 Orioles versus the number 5 Kansas City Royals. A few years ago, these were two up-and-coming teams, and now they're both in the playoffs. And the Royals actually have a really good depth in their rotation. Seth Lugo, Cole Ragans, and Brady Singer's having a good year. I think the Orioles have a better lineup. I want to pick the Royals to win this series, but my gut's telling me it's the Orioles, so we're going to go with them. For the NL, we got the number 3 Milwaukee Brewers and the number 6 New York Mets. Two teams I didn't think were going to make the playoffs this year. The Mets have a lot of pitchers who I didn't expect to do this well, like Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, and Jose Quintana. Their two best players in their lineup is Mark Vientos and Francisco Lindor. Two guys having some really good seasons. For the Brewers, William Contreras, Jackson Chourio, and Willy Adames are having some great seasons. They got some good pitchers too, like Freddie Peralta and Myers. I think this is going to be a really close series. I think the Mets could take it, but I'm going to go with the Brewers, especially because the Brewers won 2 out of 3 of their regular season games this week, or this past week, I mean. For the final wildcard series, we've got the San Diego Padres versus the Atlanta Braves, the number 4 and 5 team. I think the Braves have a better rotation. Chris Sale's probably going to win the Cy Young. Don't think anyone really expected that to happen. And Max Fried at the number 2 is a really good 1-2 punch for the rotation, especially when the wildcard series is out of 3 games. The Padres also have a good 1-2 punch with Dylan Cease and Michael King. The Padres probably have a better lineup with Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr., Machado, and Jurickson Profar all having really good seasons. A lot of the Braves hitters are having some down seasons, but I'm going to go with the Braves here because I can't choose all the favorite teams to win here. For the ALDS, we got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Astros. Cleveland was another team I don't think a lot of people expected to make the playoffs, including myself. But when you look at this team, it just kind of makes sense that they're good. Jose Ramirez is having an excellent season. The back end of the rotation doesn't look great, but Tanner Bybee and Ben Lively are great starters for your rotation. And the bullpen for Cleveland is excellent, really good. Emmanuel Clase is having a crazy season. Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, all these guys are having great seasons in the bullpen. For the Astros, I think they got a better lineup here. Their bullpen's good, but not quite as good as Cleveland's. But the rotation, I'd say, has a little more depth. And the Astros just seem to usually do good in the playoffs, so I'm going to have the Astros win here. The Yankees versus the Orioles. The Yankees lineup, Soto and Judge, really make that lineup a lot better. The Yankees rotation has some good depth with Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Gil, Clark Smith, Stroman. Both these teams have pretty good rotations, but I'm going to say the Yankees win because of that better bullpen. For the NLDS, we got the Phillies versus the Brewers. The Phillies, I'd say, have a better rotation with Zach Wheeler having a crazy season again and Aaron Nola, as well as Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez. The bullpen's also really sick for the Phillies, so I'm going to have the Phillies move on. The number 1 Dodgers versus the number 5 Braves. And of course, the Dodgers have a crazy good lineup. Ohtani's having a crazy season. Mookie Betts is still good. Max Muncy and Teoscar Hernandez are doing well. And Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers do have a couple of starting pitchers missing for injuries, but still, I'm going to have the Dodgers win it here. For the ALCS, we got the number 1 Yankees going up against the number 3 Astros. This would be a really good series to watch. The Astros have bet the Yankees before in the ALCS, but this time I got the Yankees moving on to the World Series. For the NLCS, we got the Phillies versus the Dodgers. I could definitely see the Dodgers making a deep run in the playoffs this year, but the Phillies always seem to clutch up in the playoffs, so I'm going to have the Phillies move on. And before I get to the World Series, if you like this video, you should subscribe. In the World Series, we got the Yankees versus the Phillies. Obviously, they're both really good teams, but the team that I have winning the World Series this year, I predicted them to win the World Series all the way back this winter in my Hot Takes video, and the 2024 World Series champion is the Philadelphia Phillies. And if you want to see the 25 best college baseball uniforms, click this. This is my 2024 MLB